Dear students, in this lecture we will be studying construction of three-phase induction motors. Three-phase induction motor have two main parts, namely a stator and a rotor. Externally, an induction motor appears like one shown here. Stator is a stationary part and rotor is rotating part. Based on construction of rotor, the three-phase induction motors are classified as squirrel cage induction motor and wound rotor or slip ring induction motor. Now we will take up the explanation for construction of different parts of induction motor. Yoke, it is the outermost part of induction motor. It is hollow cylindrical part. It provides protection to inner parts against mechanical injuries and atmosphere. It is made of cast iron or mild steel. Inside the yoke, stator is placed. The stator consists of stator core and the stator winding. The stator core is hollow cylinder in shape. It is made up of silicon steel laminations. The silicon steel laminations are stacked to form the stator core. The reason for using the silicon steel laminations is to reduce iron losses. On the inner periphery of these laminations, slots are cut to place the balanced three-phase winding. These three-phase windings produce rotating magnetic field of constant magnitude. According to requirement or capacity of three-phase induction motor, 3 or 6 terminals are brought out from the three-phase winding into the terminal box, which is placed on the yoke of motor. After placing a balanced three-phase winding in the stator core, a stator appears like one shown in the figure here. We have to study the construction of squirrel cage rotor and wound rotor or slip ring rotor separately. First we will take the construction of squirrel cage rotor. The squirrel cage rotor is made up of the rotor core and rotor conductors. The rotor core is a solid cylinder made by stacking the rotor laminations. On the outer periphery of rotor lamination, slots are cut to place the rotor conductors, also called as rotor bars. These rotor bars are short-circuited on both the sides by the rings called as end rings. The rotor slots are not parallel to the axis of rotor. Keeping slots not parallel to the axis of rotor is called as skewing. In case of stator, the slots are parallel to the axis of stator core. This is to be remembered. In case of rotor core laminations, the thickness is more comparing to the thickness of stator core laminations. Next type of rotor is wound rotor or slip ring rotor. In case of wound rotor or slip ring rotor, the construction of rotor core is same, but instead of using rotor conductors or rotor bars, a three-phase winding is used. There are no end rings in this type of rotor. The terminals of rotor winding are connected to the slip rings, and slip rings are in contact with the carbon brushes. To the carbon brushes, three variable resistors are connected in star. These resistors help in controlling the starting current drawn by the motor or to have control over starting torque. This facility is not available in case of squirrel cage type rotor motor. Actual slip ring type rotor is shown in figure here. We can observe here the rotor core with skewed slots, rotor winding, slip rings, carbon brush arrangement, and the shaft. Whether it is squirrel cage rotor or wound type rotor, it is placed inside the stator. The shaft passes through the rotor core. The axis of yoke, axis of stator core, axis of rotor core, and the axis of shaft all coincide with each other. Slip rings are mounted on the shaft, whereas carbon brush arrangement that is in contact with the slip rings is mounted on the stationary part, that is yoke.